The Mazda Miata is a car known and loved by almost all car enthusiasts. From its amazing agility to its happy looks and pop-up headlights, the car has become an icon in the motoring world. But this car didn't just pop into existence, and today join me as we go through the birth of one of the most iconic JDM cars of all time. The story starts in the early 1980s. Now, Mazda was basking in the glory of record sales and was well into the design process of the next generation RX-7. The company had already proven its mettle by conquering challenging engineering issues, such as refining the problematic rotary engine. With this confidence and momentum, Mazda aimed to elevate its second generation RX-7 to compete with and outperform the Porsche 944, and setting a long-term goal for the third generation to surpass the performance of the Porsche 911. While these ambitions were commendable, they left a gap in Mazda's production lineup, a gap begging for an exceptional sports car. In parallel, the steady supply of European lightweight sports cars to the United States had dwindled. This shortage was caused by a combination of quality issues, labor disputes, and increasingly strict American regulations concerning emissions and safety. The absence of affordable lightweight sports cars left a void that Mazda was poised to fill. The seed of the Mazda Miata was planted by Mazda's project planner Bob Hall, a former journalist who possessed a deep understanding of the sports car market. Hall suggested to upper management that Mazda should create an entry-level sports car positioned beneath the second generation RX-7. This recommendation resonated with Mazda's leadership. It made sense. The Porsche 911 had its more affordable sibling, and even Toyota had the MR2 alongside the Supra. So Mazda too would have a younger brother for the RX-7. With approval from his bosses, Bob Hall sent a fax to Mazda's headquarters in Japan, inquiring whether the company could be profitable selling a car with an annual volume of just 40,000 units. The response was a yes that would change the motoring world forever. You see, thanks to Mazda's flexible assembly lines, which could accommodate a mix of models produced in the same factory, a low-volume sports car being assembled alongside the higher-volume passenger vehicles would not be an issue. Not long after this, the funding for an initial design study was given, and thus began the fascinating journey that would eventually lead to the birth of the iconic Mazda Miata. Now, in most car manufacturing plants and car design studios, most of the employees are car enthusiasts and people who love cars, who work every day secretly dreaming of creating a performance car. And in Mazda's factory, this was no different. It had a small team of planners and designers whose dream came true, based in Southern California, who shared a passion for sports cars. And among this passionate team of car enthusiasts was Norman Garrett, who had joined the team as the first American engineer with working on products for the US market. Now, on the project's first day, Norman Garrett, who was the lead concept engineer, was asked about his knowledge of sports car design by his supervisor, Shinzo Kubo. Armed with an engineering background dedicated to designing race cars and having personally owned, restored and raced nearly 20 European sports cars, Norman confidently responded that he might be able to assist. His dedication to creating a sports car was not new. He had been modifying RX-7 brochures with a black Sharpie since 1979, blacking out the roof to transform the car into a convertible. Needless to say, he was more than prepared for this endeavor. The team at the Southern California design studio was brimming with passionate car enthusiasts. It was not unusual for car companies to have sports car aficionados in their ranks, but Mazda in California reached critical mass due to its collective enthusiasm and management team, with a true desire to become the world's largest sports car manufacturer based on sales. P.S. They actually eventually achieved this title thanks to the legendary Miata. In their modest office space, the team brainstormed and outlined the specifications for the perfect one-ton sports car. Each member suggested special features based on their love of sports cars they owned over the years, collectively boasting over 65 different sports cars in their ownership history. The team had a blank canvas to work with, a project codenamed 729, and they poured all of their favorite elements into this conceptual sports car. These enthusiastic discussions were not just about shaping the model in clay, they were building the soul of the lightweight sports concept, aiming to make it more than just a visually appealing car. It had to drive and race like the best sports cars they had ever experienced. Thus, the engineering department's task was to fit a capable sports car beneath the sleek exterior envisioned by the design team. Visiting designers from Mazda's headquarters in Hiroshima often spent several years working at the Southern California studio before returning home. One of these designers was Masao Yagi, who was present during the conception of the initial study. He was handed a drawing of the rear-wheel drive GLC Equinobox chassis layout and masterfully crafted a sports car shape around that bulky and upright platform. This model was well received by Mazda's management, and it was time to move forward. A fiberglass body was created based on Yagi's design, and the English firm International Automotive Design was commissioned to build a functional prototype. Once the prototype was completed and shipped back to the team, it was taken for a test drive in Santa Barbara, so that Mazda's executives could witness the shape in real traffic conditions. This was an essential practice at Mazda. New cars needed to be seen and evaluated in their natural environment rather than just in a sterile design studio. Now, the job of driving the prototype on the street was given to Norman Garrett, and as he drove the car down the streets, people's reactions were amazing. People on the streets were chasing him down to ask about the car. At one point, he found himself stopped at a traffic light beside a Porsche dealership. Worried that someone might snap photos, as he glanced into the showroom, he saw several people viewing a Porsche 944 on display. One by one, they abandoned the Porsche to admire the prototype, pointing at it and urging others to take a look. This impromptu focus group was a pivotal movement. The cars appealed to real-world customers, especially those interested in purchasing sports cars, was clearly demonstrated. Over dinner that evening, the R&D director, Masataka Matsui, pondered, maybe we should build this car. And with that, the Miata project was given the green light for a second clay model. While the second clay model had the makings of a sports car, it lacked the desired visual passion. A third clay model was thus commissioned. Mark Jordan, Tom Matanu, Wu Hang Shin, and the rest of the design team worked relentlessly to give the final surfaces character and grace, refining the design until it hit the perfect mark. The final design package, including the clay model, engineering drawings and specifications, was shipped to Mazda's headquarters in Japan. Designer Sunji Tanaka worked on refining the final body surfaces and the interior design. This stage marked the beginning of the challenging task of translating the concept into a real car. Converting a concept, even a well-defined one, into a physical vehicle is a formidable challenge, but the unwavering program manager Toshihiko Hirai worked diligently to ensure that the project stayed on course. Throughout this journey, numerous conversations were held, all of which was around ways to make the car drive and feel like no other, making it the best driver's car to ever grace the roads. For instance, with the gearbox, they focused on things like shift rod notch design, camber angles, and other elements that impact the feel of a shift lever, ensuring an engaging experience. I mean, every little thing on this car was designed purposefully. For instance, the car's beltline design took a lot of engineering, measuring and designing, ensuring it was low enough for a driver to see the road out of the corner of their eye, allowing them to gauge speed and see the apexes while taking a turn. But the beltline couldn't be too low. You see, whilst it should be low enough for the driver to see all of these things, it should still be appealing to the eye. This level of attention to detail was present in every single aspect of the car's development. Finally, after countless hours of hard work and passionate discussions, Mazda introduced the Miata. Now, US-based production manager Rod Baymaster found the name Miata, which means reward in Old High German, while browsing through a dictionary in 1988. Now, I'm not going to lie, I always thought Miata was a Japanese word. Every day we learn something new, I guess. Anyways, in July 1989, the Mazda Miata made its official debut, filling the void in the market with a beautifully designed and meticulously executed sports car. To end it off, the Mazda Miata was designed by enthusiasts from all around the world, manufactured by one of the highest quality engineering and manufacturing companies in the industry, and it swiftly became a beloved classic. Over 1 million units later, it is clear that their vision was not only realized but exceeded, with the Miata still capturing the hearts of automotive enthusiasts around the world every day. Today, few cars can match the smile one of these tiny little sports cars can produce, and I personally am thankful for all the work and love that went into the design of this icon. But at the end of the video, please let me know what you guys think of the MX-5 Miata. And do you guys agree with me that it's such a big legend and part of automotive history? Let me know down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you guys did like it, you'll most probably like most of my other stuff. So if you guys did like it, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll check you guys in the next one. Cheers, eh?